Okay, Lord Jesus, we thank you for our time together today, Lord. Lord, I pray, Lord, that you'll enable us, Lord, just to focus on you and worship you, Lord, and that you'll help us with the language and the words will come into play, Lord, and it'll just be from our hearts to you, Lord. I pray too for the others who are watching this on video, Lord. I pray that our passion for you will be clear, Lord, and also that the language things that we talk about will be helpful as well. So, Lord Jesus, thank you for today. Amen. Amen. Okay, so I've taken a little bit of a different approach now, because I think in the previous ones we kind of got the hang of taking the Greek words and separating them out and trying to work out how they fit into the sentence. Mm-hmm. And because we know a lot of the sort of common words, we've got enough placeholders to really work out what the function of the other words in the sentence will be. So that being the case, since the technology was available to me, I started using Google Translate to translate it back, rather than us having to do the exercise. And there were a few cases where Google Translate either wasn't literal enough or maybe took a direction which I thought was a bit wrong. So I've also tweaked it a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it will be helpful. Okay. So to start with, I wanted to refer to some words, some extra words, which we will encounter either when we go outside or basically they do occur in worship as well, but certainly you will hear them in other places. Words that are nouns and yet don't seem to follow the standard patterns. So if I start sharing my screen for that, and share my screen as well. Let's share screen. Might as well share the whole screen, I think. Okay, can you see this table that I've got up here, or list of nouns that look like they have a different gender?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one we have here is the word for street, which in New Testament Greek also meant the way as well. And I'm thinking about the verse where Jesus says, I'm the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And I'm thinking that could be the verse where you basically know all the words for it. So I'm hoping next time we'll be able to make sure we've covered all of that verse. So that'd be one thing to tick off. So what's strange about this word οδός is it's got the os ending, which makes you think it's masculine, but it's actually feminine.
Yeah.
And all the things that happen to the masculine os words, so the done to thing and the way they go in the plural and the rest of it, that all applies to οδός. So you treat the word exactly as if it was masculine, but you always use the feminine the, whether it's singular or plural or done to. So for example, if you're going to the street, you would say stin or the.
Okay.
Yeah, so stin is the feminine of going to the, and οδό is lost the s because if it was masculine, that's what done to words do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you will see that. Obviously, you see that in place names of streets. Closely related word, which you see a lot, and you also see it in your New Testament in the second book in the Old Testament, the second book of the Bible, is έξοδος. Yeah, which literally means ek or ex means out of, so it's the way out. So this means the exit. And this is basically feminine because it's got οδός at the end, except that the tonus has moved. Okay?
Okay.
Entrance, είσοδος.
Is the book of the Bible called, is that how it's written too?
Exactly.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly, yeah. But you will see this word when you come out of the airport. You will see this word. They normally write it in capitals. Everywhere you will see this word.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah, because it's exit. Coming out of the train station, leaving the freeway. Everywhere you see this. Okay. And then you've got the opposite direction, going into something. And again, this is another prefix, is. So είσοδος. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, this word you don't see so often. Methodos, methodos, means method. And obviously method is the first letters of these. You see, this is method. You seeing it?
Yep.
So we've got this word in English completely from the Greek. And this prefix is actually the prefix meta, which is with, okay? Mm-hmm. And something's funny has happened in how that it's not met οδός, met οδός, it's meth οδός. Because a long time ago, before the time of Christ, this o used to be pronounced with a h, hodos. There was breathing on it. And if you look in New Testament Greek, you will see a curly line written above the o, mm-hmm. which at the time of Kini, New Testament Greek, they weren't pronouncing. But nevertheless, they were still writing it. And so if you've got met and then you've got a h, you can easily imagine that combining into a meth. And mm-hmm. that's happened a lot. Even words like ephemeral, that's got a similar rule why that's ephemeral instead of, what would it be? I've forgotten what it would be. Okay, perfect, never mind. Okay, and then the last one, which is a feminine word, but actually looks like it's a masculine word, is the word for avenue. And there's a lot of avenues in Athens, you know, the big roads lined with trees and so on, that's an avenue. So, mm-hmm. so leophoros, leophoros. Okay?
Oh.
You may have come across the word for bus or coach in your studying. Leophorio, or leophorio, which is the bus. And you can see these words are closely connected. Okay, the tonos is in a very different place. So yeah, the bus goes on the avenue. So all of these words that look masculine are actually feminine. So the that you use with it will be the feminine thes. The a, so you wouldn't say enan, you would, or enos, you would say mia for a, because it's feminine. And if you put any adjectives with it, because the adjectives have to agree with the noun, the adjectives will all be in the feminine form. So if you want to say the good street, it would be I kali οδός. Whereas if it was
what would that mean?
The good street. So
okay.
Kalos is good, and the feminine version would be kali. So I kali οδός would be the good street. So it does seem a bit confusing because you actually trying to get your mouth to master getting the endings of words to correspond. These are a bit twisted because mm-hmm. you've got the masculine endings and the feminine adjectives and those. Okay. And so then we have some other ones that end in os, which are actually neuter words. So carrying on with the confusion. And these words do occur quite a lot in worship, and they will occur in some of the songs we're going to sing today, which is why we're covering it. So to vathos is the depth. And the way they make their feminines is they put I at the end. So ta, which is the feminine of the, so the depths would be tavathi. Okay, you following me?
Tavathi, yeah.
Tavathi, because we're putting the ending on. We take the os off and we put the ending on. Right, and these are neuter words, and these are quite well behaved. So these don't bother with done to or any of that trouble that we have for the masculine ones. or for the feminine words that look like they're masculine words. This is where, if it's done to, if something is done to the depth, it's tovathos, and if the depth is doing something, it's tovathos. It doesn't change. Okay. Another one is theos, to theos, the or. I think we've encountered that in songs already, actually. Totelos, the end. This is where we need titos now. This is the and a r, which obviously being English, these are not my strong symbols. Tochreos. Sorry, the tonus is on there. Okay. Tovelos, which I hadn't really come across, but is in one of the songs today, so that's made it in there. Ethnos, to ethnos, which is about the nation. So we get the words like ethnic and things like that come from that. So if we want to say the nations, it will be ta ethni, because we do the e at the end for the ending.
Okay.
Mercy, to eleos. Okay. Lip, to chilos. Okay. Quite often you would talk about lips, so it would be tahili. Could you put the e on there? Okay. There's some mistakes here. Sorry about this. You see I've got the same word twice here. That's the disadvantage of copy and paste. So weight is varos, which I will be correcting and sending later to varos. I don't know what, do you guys have weight clinics in the States for people who are overweight?
They have programs at the doctors. Yeah.
And are they called things like bariometric and things like this?
When I hear bariometric, I think more of weather related stuff. But because I'm a nurse, I know what you're talking about. I don't know that we necessarily use that word with the patients, though.
Okay, we're using a little bit over here, this side of the pond. But anyway, so if you took the letters, well, it's a B, Vita, B-A-R-O-S. So B-A-R is how we get barrier for things to do with weight. So that's obviously comes from the Greek. Tomelos is the member. So a member of a team is Tomelas of the team I'll come to. It would be Tizomathas. We'll come to that later, why I put the S's on.
Real quick, have you sent this page already? Because I was just looking for it in my email.
Yeah, you had about 5 minutes notice.
Oh. The one I have for today is the songs.
Yes, exactly. Because I didn't want to overdo it. And there's also some mistakes in here to fix. So I'll send out a corrected one afterwards. We'll be coming across these in the words, not these words, though. Sorry, in the songs, today's songs only cover the first few on this list. Okay. The place, tomeros, another to. So the places, tameri. And then this lathos actually means mistake or error. So the fact that I've got it wrong is kind of quite appropriate. So that's another one to correct. I'll keep myself on my toes. Okay, so for the neuter words, as I've said, no changes for done to, and the and the and the adjectives are all going to be neuter adjectives. So if we want to say, well, let's say the good nation. Okay, so good for neuter will be kalo. Yeah. So it'd be to kalo ethnos. So it's still got the os on the end because they don't change for neuter, even if it's done to.
And you put the verb in between the article and the noun, correct? Wait.
The adjective.
Wait, what? Or the adjective, I'm sorry. Yes, the adjective goes between to and.
Yeah. That is what you meant to say. I knew that.
That is, yeah.
Okay. So all I'm really trying to illustrate is that there are some funny things in. We haven't covered all the possibilities. Okay. What I want to talk about more is actually some of the it's called genitive in English. So these are things of the. So if I go to the page before, we've got a huge table here, which I guess you can't see at the moment. So I need to zoom a lot.
I can see on my computer screen. It's.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Maybe I can get this side bit to go. How do I get rid of that? Maybe that will do it. Hey, amazing. Okay. So let's start with I. Okay. So the done to pronoun for I, meaning me, is me. We've come across this already. And it often comes before a verb. Yeah. So if I want to say you see me, for you to see is vlepis. So I would say me vlepis. That's you see me or you are seeing me. Okay. We've come across me a lot, and we have to get confused. We have to be careful not to get confused with its other meaning, which can be with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it comes before a noun phrase, then this word me tends to mean with. If it comes before the verb, then it means me. Okay. We did talk about when you give instructions or imperative, and we did say with them that the me comes after the verb. And because it's joining on, you sometimes need extra tonuses putting in. You need to sort of stretching out the word, because you can't have the tonus of the verb too many syllables back. It has to be in the last three. Okay. So if I just want to say you are seeing me, it's me vlepis. If I want to make it stronger, really that you're seeing me, I could say vlepis emena. Maybe I'm asking if you're seeing something else. Or I don't know, you're looking at a telescope and I'm wondering if you can see me, or something like that. Okay. So there's this stronger form of me, which is mena, which we've come across, and sometimes it's gone at the beginning. And there are some rules about that, but let's not worry too much about that, because s tend to disappear quite a lot in the songs. Okay, carrying on with this line, we've also got things which mean belonging to me. And we've come across that, and normally it's mu that gets added to the end of a verb.
It shows belong.
Pardon?
I was just thinking out loud, sorry.
Yeah. So, well, let's say nation, since we've just been doing that. So, to ethnosmu, my nation. Okay. And we've encountered this all over the place, and really it means of me. But that's the same as my in English. So in English, we would put my before the noun, but in the Greek, you put these after the noun. Okay. You can also use it as a pronoun, meaning to, into, at, in, on, for the done to of me. So if anything is to me, into me, at me, in me, on me, and I just want to put that as a pronoun, that can go before the verb, and I can use mu like that before the verb. And we've encountered that before. Yeah. Okay, we'll encounter it again. This isn't a test. I'm just sort of going over some old ground. And the key thing about all these mes and mus and everything, is they've got m in them. Yeah. If it was a s, then it corresponds to you. So instead of me, we have se. Yeah. Instead of emena, we have esena. Instead of mu, we have su. Okay. And then the only thing that's really different about the between these two rows is the confusing meaning. That me before a noun phrase means with, whereas se before a noun phrase can mean to, into, at, in, or on, and it normally joins on to the word the afterwards. So I think in the example before I said sto when I joined a se onto a to. Okay. So we have also encountered every now and then to. Okay. And I've kind of glossed over it, and now's the time to sort of, well, do it properly. Okay, so mu, su, tu, we've got the MST. This is kind of the way that we're distinguishing it. So if on the carrying on taking this row, this he row, in English we would use the word he. Also, it corresponds to it for any masculine noun. You know, if we're talking about masculine noun, quick think of one. Well, the world or cosmos. You would say it if you were talking about it. You wouldn't say he. Whereas if we were talking about otitos, we would say he, we wouldn't say it. So anyway, so this can mean he, or it would be it we would use in English if it was a Greek masculine. Okay, right, let's switch back. Okay, so where are we? Yeah, so this ton means him, or it could mean it if it was a masculine noun.
Can you click screen share again?
Say again?
Can you click screen share again?
Oh, I lost all of that. Thank you for saying this.
Yeah, you were frozen. And...
Go to find the session. You back on? Hello?
It's really blurry. Yep, there we go.
Okay, we caught up. Okay, so ton, we've got all of this, and we've got him, and the confusing meaning of this is that you can just use this ton can just mean the as well. Okay, so ton can mean it if it comes before a verb, or it can mean the done to version coming before nouns. Okay, and then there's a stronger version which is don, which we may see, not very much. Okay, and then like we had the mu, su, and the rest of it, you can have if something belongs to him. What was the thing? The ethnos. So if we're talking about his nation, to ethnos tu, that means his nation. Okay, and it means of him, and it's the same pattern. I'm just kind of repeating myself. And then the same thing we have. You can use it as a pronoun coming before the verb, like the other bits there. The hint letter is T, but it does have an extra meaning, which can be of the. And that's really what I'm trying to talk about now, how that's going to connect up. And we're about to see some examples very soon. Right, and just before we sort of finish this section, so for the feminine, we're using tin here. We've seen this, often the n gets left out. And instead of tu, we can also say tis. I think when I was talking before, I was talking about domelas disomadas. So I put an S on there, and that means of her, or it could be a feminine noun that it's doing it for. And that can mean of the, which we're about to talk to. And if it's a neuter thing, you use to in the places we've seen before, but you can also use to when it's of it or of the. I'll make this clearer very soon. Okay, and then the table continues with all the plural forms and so on, which we may come to, or we may just leave that as reference. So let's have a look at it in practice. So here we go. Did you have a chance to listen to this song in English? Hello?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes.
Did you have a chance to listen to it in English?
Yes.
Okay, right. So what I've done here is I've got the Greek, but I've also put the sort of improved Google Translate version of it underneath to help us. Most of these words we do know, and I think if I asked you this sentence here, you would know all the words in here.
Yes.
O Theos, είναι άξιος και άγιος Theos, okay? And Google managed to translate it as well. Okay? And then we carry on, and the city, so poly is city, the holy city. Now we've got some, this is a two, T-O-U, which they've merged because it's poetry. You've got two and Ουρανού, and that starts with U, so they've joined it. Now, Uranos, you know, is meaning heaven, okay? It can also mean sky, but
yes,
here it's meaning heaven. I think Google did translate it as sky. It didn't really, I mean, we're not talking about the holy city of the sky. God is in heaven, absolutely. So what we're trying to say is the holy city of the heaven, yeah? And this, when we do this TOU like this, and put the OU ending on the end of it, this is how we're indicating of the heaven. So the of the is a special version of the, which is TOU. And then heaven, being masculine, has also done something funny with its ending. It's gone to OU, okay? So carrying on with the line, with the verse, iamas, είναι, so this is just joy, they've lost the air, hara, so that's the joy. And then let's leave this word for the time being. We've got tis yis, okay? So ti ye is the done to version of the earth, okay? We've covered that, but we want to say of the earth. So we get an S that comes on the end of that, and we get an S that comes on the end of earth as well. This is feminine, so this is a different way of doing its ending, okay? Olos, we've covered before.
all.
This means all if it comes before the, and if it comes after the, it means whole. So we've actually got a mistake here. Google's mistranslated this. It should be the joy of all the earth. And this is olos, it's olis, because it became oli because it's feminine, and then it's got the S because we've got this of the genitive form.
So if it said thesolis, it would be whole.
Yeah, no, it's not. This means all. This is mistranslated.
No, but I'm saying if it had said thesolis, then it would have meant whole.
Yeah, exactly
Okay.
right. Tis olis yis means of the whole earth.
Okay.
But it doesn't say that. It says olis tis yis. So that means all of the earth.
Okay.
Okay, so just sort of coming back on what I've said. So we used a funny version of the, we used to. We changed the ending of heaven from Uranos to Ουρανού, and we've used a funny version of the for the feminine done to. Instead of T, we've done tis, and then we've also changed the word. We've added an S onto the noun. Okay. So, so here we go. We've got the tu and the tis, okay, which I mentioned earlier. And then here we go. So for masculine, this is the case we've got. We've got o, uranos, yeah? So if you want the of it, you go to Ουρανού, okay? And sometimes the tonus moves. So in this case, the tonus was on the os, and now, so it was on the last syllable, and it's still on the last syllable. But particularly on the plural ones, it does have a habit of moving around. It tends to come more to the right with the of the forms, the genitive forms. So that's what we did to Uranos. We had this setting and it became to Ουρανού, yeah? Then on the feminine one, we had ye, and they don't normally write it with the tonus, even though strictly speaking it is a long sound. So as we saw, that became tis, yis. Okay?
Okay.
So the endings become important here. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at the song and see if there's any more, and then we can start singing. Relax a bit. So,
You're frozen.
we're having fun today. Recording is on. Screen sharing
Technology has been great.
Is
Right now
screen
it's
sharing still working, Christina?
not.
That's
Nope.
another go. Hi, Mary. Okay. Hopefully we're back.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's try. Oh, that is okay. So we were looking at this verse here. So because, and so on is in the book, which unfortunately you've lost, which is an emphatic version.
I think it's in my car. I was studying.
Okay, very good. 10 out of 10 for effort. Yeah. So God gives, this word is victory, to the things of him. Yeah. So if it was στον δικό μου, it would be to my things, to the things of me. If it was στον δικό σου, it would be the things of you, your particular things. But it's στον δικό του, so it's his. So his people, a strong version of it. And these people, these things are his people. Okay, ton λαού, which I think we've done. Sorry, λαού. Okay. In battle, he fights the enemy. Okay. For us, so this is a mass, which just means us, plural form. He is victorious. Okay, I don't think we had any special things going on here.
Can you translate through the second line, the mesten nahi?
Sorry, a bit louder.
Or the sorry, my
Mahi.
phone.
Yeah. Polemai.
So mesti mahi.
Yeah.
Can you explain that phrase?
So Ihmahi is the battle.
Okay.
This is a meh, which is, I don't know why it's got an S, to be honest. So this is a with, but really is more of an in. This is se joined into tin. Tin is the done to version of of the. So the mahi isn't doing anything. Something's being done to it. We're in battle. So mestin is combined in English just really to mean in the, whereas I would probably have said
where does
mesa.
the in come from?
The which?
Where does in come from? Like in battle?
This bit.
But me is with.
Yeah, but this is a se, and that can mean a ton of things. Where was the list?
Oh, so like if we broke it apart, it would be me, se, ti.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So se can mean to, into, at, in, on, anything you want, more or less, that joins things. Yeah, it's very, very versatile, shall we say.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, shall I move on?
Yes.
Okay, so last verse. Yafto, which here, after really means this or something. And so this is, the can be for or through. So through this, which they've translated as that is. So here we have to onomasu, your name. Yeah, so this is a su working in the way that we know about. Υψώνω, we lift up, we raise. So here we lift up your name. Okay, this is ευχαριστώ, but it's ευχαριστούμε because it's we are. I'm trying to look for the things we're trying to cover in this lesson. And we've just got to Ουρανού at the end. So this last line, Lord, and this is of the earth. You see again?
Uh-huh.
Lord of the earth, tis yis, and of the heaven. Okay? Ready to sing? Okay.
Yes.
So let's mute ourselves and put the music on.
εσύ είσαι ο Θεός μας, Κύριος της γης και του ουρανού. Γι' αυτό το όνομα σου υψώνουμε και σε ευχαριστούμε για τα όσα έχεις κάνει. Γι' αυτό, Κύριε, σε λατρεύουμε, γιατί εσύ είσαι ο Θεός μας, Κύριος της γης και του ουρανού. Κύριος της γης και του ουρανού.
How did you find that?
The speed was very easy to keep up with.
Yeah, it's a nice song, nice and gentle. I love those two girls, how they harmonize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, any questions?
Not right now.
Okay, you can always send them by WhatsApp. Okay, I'm a bit conscious of time as well. You probably know this song, Seek Ye First the Kingdom of God. It's quite an old song. Yeah. So here we've got two Theou. Yeah.
Yes.
All you've seen is O Theos and ton Theo. And now we've got two Theou. Yeah. So this is of the God. Okay. And this is Dike Orsini is justice or righteousness, and Aftu is a strong version of Tu, so this is his righteousness. So if this was Su, it'd be your righteousness, the righteousness of you, the justice of you, but it's the justice of him, strong him, his justice. Even got capitals here. Yeah, and then what have we got here? Have we got any more in here? Oh yeah. So Ola Taloya. So this is Olus again, but neuter. So this is correctly translated as all. Hold on a minute. Just banging on the door. All the words from the stormer, his mouth. I think you also get this in nursing versions of the word stormer. To Theou, so of the God again. Have we got any more in here? No. Okay. For reasons of time, I think you can play that for homework.
Okay.
Let's move on to so this is a song here which is quite popular in Greece, and it's not English, so you're not going to be familiar with it. But again, it's a popular one, and one that Christians over there sort of wrote really when I guess some of the revival was starting in Greece, maybe 20, 30 years ago. Okay, so we ought to really read it through a little bit before we sing it. I think it'll make a bit of sense. So this word here is actually the word for poet. Okay, now poet is a what's his name, masculine word, so it would be o-p-e-tis with an s on the end because it's masculine, but they've left the s off because we're talking to him. It's the vocative, and personally I've found it kind of quite interesting and maybe quite inspiring to talk about God as a poet. I mean, I would talk about him as maybe my king, my friend, my savior, lots of other words, but I've never really heard anyone describe God as a poet. However, he's certainly an artist in the way that he creates things and makes things. And, you know, when he speaks, there's a lot of power in the way he puts his words together. So I think poet is probably a fair way of describing him.
Yeah.
This guy had sort of prophetic insight when he wrote this. So it inspired me thinking about it. Okay, so my poet and my king, I want to say from inside my heart, okay, Thelo Mesa Apotin Kadiamu. Okay, I think we know this. To say to you, this po is a funny version of Leo, which we talked about before. So that's to say to you with 1,000 hymns, I love you. Okay. You are my God. You are my creator. You are Jesus Christ. Ah, here, this has got it in. Okay. So Ise is you are. Or Yos is the son. And this is to Theou. So you are the son of the God. Okay, so as we saw before. Yeah, here we go. Google translated it properly. Here we go. Tavathi. This was Vathos. This was depth. So this is from the depths. Tis Kardias. So Kardia is heart. It's feminine. This S business on. So this is of the heart. So from the depths of the heart, which is what we've got here. Yeah. From the depths of my soul. Sihi is soul. We've got the same thing happening again. See this?
Can you go back up to Kardia? And why does the S make it of the?
Okay. It's good that you're asking questions. Very pleased with this. So where are we here? So.
Because I see the heart, but.
Yeah. So
I don't understand the of the.
That's okay. So let's come back to the song. So where we say Kyrie mu, yeah, this is my Lord, yeah. You have, and it's sorry, Kyrie mu, because it's the vocative. I'm calling him. I'm calling my Lord. Yeah. If this was Sue, it would be
your Lord.
Your Lord. Yeah. If it was Tu, it would be his
Lord.
Or it could be its Lord, because it could be the neuter of it as well. If it was her Lord, it would be Kyriatis.
Okay.
So if it was her Lord, it would be this one here, this tis. Yeah?
Yes.
So if you want to say about your country, if I want to say about your country, I would say to ethnos su, about your country. But if I'm talking to someone else about your country, I would be saying her country. So it'd be to ethnos tis, because it's her country. Okay? So that's just her. But the other meaning of it that we've got down this column is of the.
Oh.
So if I want to talk about the country of my sister, that would be the country of the sister of me. So I'd put a mu at the end. Adelphi is sister. So it would be tis Adelphis mu. So it's this of the meaning that we're trying to get, and we have to put a noun after it, and then the noun has the special ending. So coming back here, so here we've got, they put it in a funny order because you can do that in Greek, because you can tell how things fit together. So you are the son of the God. Okay. So that's how you say you are God's son. Yeah, the son of the God.
Okay.
Okay, and so this is God of me. Yeah, if I wanted to say God of him, it'd be Theos too, if we're doing it here in the doer form. And if we want to say not the God of him, but the God of Peter, Theos to Petru. Yeah, so we do the you business. Okay, so any more in the song? Maybe we should just sing it and then have some questions after. Okay, was that the one? Yeah. Okay, let's mute ourselves, give it a go.
Ποιητή και βασιλιά μου, θέλω μέσα απ' την καρδιά μου να σου πω με χίλιους ύμνους σ' αγαπώ. Είσαι Κύριος Θεός μου, είσαι ο δημιουργός μου, είσαι ο Ιησούς Χριστός, είσαι του Θεού ο Γιος, σε δοξάζω. Απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου σε λατρεύω, Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου σε δοξάζω. Το όνομά σου είναι πιο πάνω από γη και ουρανό, είναι πιο λαμπρό ακόμα κι απ' τον ήλιο. Το όνομά σου αντιλαλεί πανταχού σ' όλη τη γη, έχει δύναμη να σώσει τη δική μου τη ψυχή, σε δοξάζω, Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου σε λατρεύω, σε λατρεύω, Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου σε δοξάζω. Έλα τώρα, Κύριε μας, έλα τώρα ανάμεσα μας, άγγιξέ μας, μίλησέ μας, Ιησού. Είμαστε παιδιά δικά σου, θέλουμε τη συντροφιά σου, γέμισέ μας παρουσία, γέμισέ μας ουρανό, σε δοξάζω, Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου σε λατρεύω, Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της... Έλα τώρα Κύριε μας, έλα τώρα ανάμεσα μας. Άγγιξέ μας, μίλησέ μας Ιησού. Είμαστε παιδιά δικά σου, θέλουμε τη συντροφιά σου. Γέμισέ μας παρουσία, γέμισέ μας ουρανό, σε δοξάζω Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου, σε λατρεύω Κύριε μου. Απ' τα βάθη της καρδιάς, απ' τα βάθη της ψυχής μου, σε δοξάζω. Έρχομαι.
Right, that was a bit harder, I think.
It was, but the repetition helped work through some stuff.
Okay, do you have some questions?
No, not right now.
Okay, so there is starting to be a bit of a pattern, I guess, that when you see the funny extra different things, the different endings, it's of the.
Uh-huh.
I had a few words here. Some of these words I think are worth learning. I've mentioned in the English translations every now and then, like here, save, sozo. That's in a lot of songs, so I've put that verb in, and so on. Whereas, say this word resounds here, that's this word here.
Okay.
Anti-lali. Well, I've never really come across that word before, and I guess you can get the spirit of the song without necessarily knowing that word. Okay, touch is quite a good word. Angizo, which we had in here. Yemise is from yemizo, which is to fill, which is another good word. Okay, then he carries on, the same person, with another song, which is also a classic. Έρχομαι στον θρόνο σου, Θεέ. So this is calling God, vocative. Here we are. Στα Aya ton aion. Okay. So Aya is holy. Okay. This ton is an of the, but it's the plural one, of the. And this is aion. So this is also a plural ending. You can see it here. So it's the holy of holies.
Oh, okay, that's her.
Yeah. So this is a se joined onto a ta. Staya. Why is it staya instead of stinaya? I might want to check that spelling actually. We can listen whether it's stinaya or staya. So if it's staya, it will be to the holies of the holies, because it's already, or it doesn't quite make sense to me. Okay. Any more we've got? Here's a theos, which is all, which would catch it. So this is a with all. So where are we? Where's the translation? In or, with or, I stand in front of you.
Theos is all?
Theos. Theos. That was one of the funny ones that we had with a strange ending. This guy here. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking all like the Olaf. Okay.
Or.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Well. Here we are. Tis parousia, one of my favorite words. This is presence. Yeah. So this is of the presence of you. So what have we got? This is fire. So I lose hanome is lose. I lose myself in the fire of your presence. So of the presence is tis parasias, and then the su is of you. So really it's of the presence of you, this expression here. And then we've got another one here, which is holiness. So again, it is aiosinis, so of the holiness of you. Okay, so that's it. Ready to roll?
Sure.
Yeah, it is a lovely song though. Okay, let me mute myself. So I'm struggling.
What's this song called?
Έρχομαι, στον θρόνο σου.
Ζαχαρίου?
Yeah, it's not got an English version. It's inspired in Greece.
Okay.
Στο θρόνο σου, Θεέ, στα άγιο. Έρχομαι στο θρόνο σου, Θεέ, στα άγια των Αγίων, Κύριε. Εκεί που το εγώ μου χάνεται, εκεί που οι σκέψεις όλες σβήνουνε. Άγγελοι παντού τριγύρω σου γονατίζουν στη μεγάλωση σου. Σε λατρεύουν και σε προσκυνούν και με βλάβεια τη δόξα σου υμνούν. Και σε λατρεύουν και σε προσκυνούν και με βλάβεια τη δόξα σου υμνούν. Σου μπροστά βυθίζει η καρδιά και χάνομαι στη φωτεινά της παρουσίας σου, της αγιοσύνης σου. Πως στέκομαι μπροστά. Έρχομαι στο θρόνο σου, Θεέ, στα άγια των Αγίων, Κύριε. Εκεί που το εγώ μου χάνεται, εκεί που οι σκέψεις όλες σβήνουνε. Παντού τριγύρω σου γονατίζουν στη μεγάλωση σου και σε λατρεύουν και σε προσκυνούν και με βλάβεια τη δόξα σου υμνούν. Στέκομαι μπροστά σου και λιώνω μέσα στη μάτια σου. Στα πόδια σου μπροστά λυγίζει η καρδιά και χάνομαι στη φωτιά της παρουσίας σου, της αγιοσύνης σου.
It's quite a song, I think. Bit
I
harder.
do like how he repeats things.
Yeah. 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 Go
I'm
on.
confused on the line where it says it translates to there where the me is lost with the Hano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Like how the translation of that one I'm confused on.
Yeah. I mean, you could translate this word as ego if you wanted to. That's where ego comes from.
I thought ego meant I.
No, ego, English ego.
Oh.
So the ego of me. The ego of me is lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to make it a bit more literal. So, I mean, ego mu, the I, me.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there are a fair few new words, but there's also a lot of words that are familiar to us. So like trevo, we're familiar with. Proskino, we're familiar with. Tizo, kneel down. And then, I mean, the issue we're having at the moment is you're going sort of full speed, although the song is quite slow, to try and do the Greek and then find the meaning all at the same time. It's a struggle. But I mean, you know, here in awe, I stand in front of you and I melt inside your gaze. At your feet in front, so in front at your feet, the heart, my heart bends and I lose myself in the fire of your presence, of your holiness. In awe, I stand before you.
It really is beautiful lyrics.
Isn't it? And then the singing of it, it's got such beautiful melody and
yeah. Is it very common to hear this song there in Greece?
Yeah, I mean, I've come across this one. Maybe more in concerts actually than in a church service. Yeah, it's certainly a song I'm familiar with.
Okay.
This is another one. This is quite a long one. It's a beautiful song though.
Are you on 14 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a bit more time?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk it through then. So this is another poetical one. So if you look at the English, if you give to me, eyes in my life to love justice on the earth, I'll traverse the second mile, I'll open doors in the rain. And if you show me how to touch the wound, I will have hands that give and leave all that are redundant and what is heavy in the soul. So this is kind of, it's a sort of heartfelt feeling of, you know, if Lord, you give me these things. I think these things are kind of good things. And if Lord, you give me this, then I will go extra, and I will do whatever. I'll open drawers in the rain. I will go for you. I will work for you. If you show me how to touch the wound, I will be there, you know, getting my hands involved, praying, whatever. I will leave everything that's irrelevant, redundant, and what is heavy in the soul. Tόση αγάπη, so much love, given at great cost. So therefore is spent on the cross, so that I can have quenched my thirst. This word quench, this kse, if you leave that out, you get lipsao, which is to be thirsty, and kse sort of means so to be thirsty. In other words, to quench or to refresh could be another translation. And I will kneel and live uprightly. So again in English. So if you give me light from your heart, explain the reason of the silence. So of the silence, na exigo. So this is to explain.
How are you?
I'm here. I'm here.
Next page,
I
sorry.
think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and here as well, these two lines are lining up. So logos, which you probably know is translating as word, you know, the word, Jesus was the word. It can also be the reason. I think I might have spoken about this before, back at the beginning of 1 John 1:1. There isn't really time to go into this now, but let's skip it. But anyway, logo can also mean reason, and it's reason of the silence. So silence is a feminine word, siopi, siopi, yeah. And because we've got this S ending on here, this is of the, so the reason of the silence, okay? So if you give me light from your heart to explain the reason of the silence, I will defy everything making me sad, the tedium of this life. And if I too be a subject of your grace, how to be accustomed to the, how postus katalitin zoe. So this is the darkness in life. To be accustomed how to do this. I won't drink worldly water, but at your fountain I will thirst no more. So worldly water, what's this? Nero is water. 2, cosmou. I should have an accent on it actually. So this is the water of the earth. Cosmos. It's of cosmos, and we've got the 2 again. So of the world. But at your fountain, skin piyisu. So piyi, I think we've talked about before. This is a well or a fountain or source. At your fountain, no more, not, I will be thirsty because I'm at your fountain, Lord. Okay, let's sing it. You up for singing it?
Yep.
Famous last words. Okay.
No, those are, hey mom, watch this.
Yeah, okay. This second link is actually him in concert.
Okay.
But some of it's done as sing-along, and since we're trying to learn the words, I think it's better to listen to the CD version.
Okay, probably.
So that's what I'm thinking we should do. So let's mute ourselves.
δώσεις μάτια στη ζωή. Αγαπώ το δίκαιο στη γη. Θα διαβώ το δεύτερο τομίλι και θα ανοίγω πόρτες στη βροχή. Και αν μου δείξεις πως να αγγίζω την πληγή, θα έχω χέρια που θα δίνουν και θα αφήνουν όλα αυτά που περιτεύουν κι όσα βαραίνουν μέσα στην ψυχή. Τόση αγάπη χαρισμένη, τόση αγάπη ξοδεμένη στο σταυρό, για να μπορέσω ξεδιψασμένος να γονατίζω κι ορθίος να ζω. Αν μου δώσεις φως απ' την καρδιά σου, να εξηγώ τον λόγο της σιωπής, θα ψηφώ για κάθε λυπημένο την ευκολία τούτης της ζωής. Κι αν είμαι υπήκος της χάρης σου κι εγώ, πως το σκοτάδι στη ζωή να συνηθίσω, δεν θα πιω νερό του κόσμου, μα στην πηγή σου πια δεν θα δείψω. Τόση αγάπη χαρισμένη, τόση αγάπη ξοδεμένη στο σταυρό, για να μπορέσω ξεδιψασμένος να γονατίζω κι ορθίος να ζω. Πως γίνεται και σβήνεις, όσα εγώ ποτέ μου δεν ξεχνώ. Θα με γιος διπλά αγαπημένος, που έχει πατέρα και έχει πατρικό. Κι αν μόνος πόρος ο νεκρός θα αναστηθεί, στην αγκαλιά σου αρπαγμένος θα θυμάμαι όσο ζω να πεθαίνω, και ως το τέλος θα έχω υπομονή. Τόση αγάπη χαρισμένη, τόση αγάπη ξοδεμένη στο σταυρό, για να μπορέσω ξεδιψασμένος να γονατίζω κι ορθίος να ζω. Τόση αγάπη χαρισμένη, τόση αγάπη ξοδεμένη στο σταυρό, για να μπορέσω ξεδιψασμένος να γονατίζω κι ορθίος να ζω. Για να μπορέσω ξεδιψασμένος να γονατίζω κι ορθίος να ζω.
How was that?
I don't think I got that quenched word right a single time you said it.
I guess go back.
I would be doing okay. And then I get all tongue twisted and lose it.
Yeah. I guess some of the letters are still take some getting used to.
There are some, yeah.
And if you've got your mouth going the wrong way, then you have to get it back.
Exactly, yes.
So this is kse, dips as.
Dips, ipsi.
Yeah, that's spelt wrongly. Dipsas menos. That's gone wrong.
Dipsas menos.
Yeah, that's gone wrong. There's too many N's in here, ENs.
Okay, I was thinking it wasn't like, it was not matching up with what I was hearing, but that might be why.
Yeah, this is my fault. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Let me mark up where that is on this. What page are we on?
Mine don't have page numbers.
14. No, that would be far too easy. It's the number 14 on it.
Okay.
Sed ipsas menos, that's gone wrong. There was a cosmos without a tonos.
Oh, I didn't notice that one.
And there was the care that was spelt wrong as well, which was a cat or something. Okay.
Oh, that's on the very last paragraph.
Isn't it?
Oh, no.
Okay. So that was wrong. Last paragraph. Yeah. Okay. And I think some of them, sometimes it's a cat and they sing a key or key and they sing.
On the top paragraph of that page, it says key on email. Is that?
They sang care, did they? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll go and listen to it again. Yeah. It's hard. Very beautiful song. Yeah. Okay, there was a little bit more of this genitive thing that we saw there that we had missed before. Yeah, here we've got tin efkolia, which I think is tedium. Yeah.
Is what?
Efkolia.
Tedium.
Yeah, that's matching up with this word here. That's not a word I particularly know. Doesn't occur very much, you know. You don't normally talk about tedium. You talk about interesting things.
What would a synonym for tedium be?
Boring? Boredom?
Like tedious, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This tutis is a bit of an old construction, I think. So it's a strong version of this. So tin efkolia tis zois is normally what I would have said. The tedium of the life. Zoe is life, and we put the S on because it's tis zois. Yeah. We've got that one there. I think we spoke about that one. We had another one here. Oh, and then here we have tis Harris. So Harry is grace. He Harry. So this is of the grace with the S on the ending on there. Yeah. So we're seeing the pattern. It's there, and you'll find it. To be honest, finding songs without it is now hard. Lots of them have this. First few songs we were doing, I was trying to keep it simple. But even then we were encountering some, I was just sort of brushing them aside a bit. But now I think we can understand how you say of the, yeah. And then you've got
are these the songs? Are we going to be hearing these songs in Greece? Or in Greece, oh geez. In Operation Joshua? Like during the worship times, are these the kind of songs they'll be using?
So there's a guy who's quite involved in OJ. What's his name? God, is he on this list? I don't remember his surname. It's not this guy who wrote this, but sometimes he sings this song, and he's got other ones that he sings, who's got a very beautiful voice. And what they may well do is bring people along to do, if you like, a little concert.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more likely that because and this is a very personal song, isn't it? If you realize in my life, I will do this, I will do that. I'm not sure we'd normally sing this kind of song in church. It's a testimony type song, and other ones definitely. I don't think I've got the list. Oh, maybe I have. Well, I'll just go and find a song which I'm sure we'll be singing. I'll take it off the recording at the end, but let's just find it. If I go to my so on YouTube. So what I'm thinking, Christina, is try and get two more in before OJ. One to do past tense, and one to do some of these extra songs.
Okay.
And this one, I think we may have sung it already. Let me bring it up. We're still sharing, aren't we? Yeah, here we go.
Η ομάδα Ρωμά μαζί με την Κατερίνα.
Από τον ουρανό κατεβαίνει η παρουσία σου αγιεύεται. Το πνεύμα σου την καρδιά μ' αγγίζει. Μπροστά στα πόδια σου δοξολογώ. Υψώνω τα χέρια μου στον ουρανό και με τα μάτια μου εσένα κοιτώ. Μες στην παρουσία σου θέλω να ζω αιώνια. Υψώνω τα χέρια μου στον ουρανό και με τα μάτια μου εσένα κοιτώ. Μες στην παρουσία σου θέλω να ζω αιώνια. Κακό ουρανός του η βουλή στυλά, τι παρουσίαση αφεκηγεί. Το πνεύμα σκορμαγγέλα του ητατέσα, τα γόνα την
Did that cut out partway through?
Yes.
Oh, how far through?
Maybe 20 seconds ago.
Okay.
It seemed to be, I mean, most of the time it was working fine. Uh-oh. I think you froze again.
Oh,
Oh, now you're.
okay.
Now
Yeah.
you're working.
So that was by some of our Roma friends singing. I don't know if that brought memories back to you.
Yeah, it did sound, yeah.
Yeah. And the first part, probably quite a lot of words you were hearing.
Yes, I there were a few words that I was picking up, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The second part is a mixture of Roma and Greek joined in.
Okay.
So it's a like, what's the word? Linguistic word for when two languages half joined together. Not a patois.
I don't know.
Anyway, a blend of two languages.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the Greek version of that song, which is the first part, but the enthusiasm and the passion is just really, really great. Yeah. So I'm hoping to do another session next Monday, if possible.
Okay.
To this sort of style where we're not really trying to decode all the words really, but just trying to pick out bits. Because I think if you go back with your song sheet now and try and match up the things, most of it I think you can probably do. Yeah. Okay. Because you were doing it before, you know, you've got a lot of hints there in the translation. Feel free to ask questions. Okay. And then so the next one is past tense. So obviously I need to focus on that. But then the very last one, I thought get one in before OJ where we are singing songs like that song there. That is a very popular song. I'm sure we probably sang it before as well. We just didn't know it then. And there's other ones like that which are quite popular and quite short and quite catchy. And just to sing them and just worship together, sort of karaoke style, really. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You not coming next week?
Sorry? Yeah.
Not coming?
He did send his apologies. He's away at a work party.
Ah.
By a work party, sorry, I guess that's ambiguous. This means going away, doing some building work, helping out a church somewhere else in the country. All right. Right. As opposed to staying late in the office and getting lots of drinks in. Yeah. It's not that meaning of work party. Yeah. 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 Okay. So I'll put the recording together. Sorry about the instability. Thanks for bearing with us.
No worries.
I'll
Okay.
fix these sheets up and I'll be emailing them again tomorrow. And feel free to reach out on WhatsApp with any questions.
Okay.
Okay. See you guys soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.